thought I told you guys you had to be here in person. Didn't I say that wrong?
The moment this judge heard the defendant appear on Zoom instead of inside the courtroom, everything changed. You can literally hear the frustration in the judge's voice. And from this point forward, the entire hearing became less about the engine dispute and more about honesty. If a judge directly tells you to appear in person, should there ever be an excuse for showing up on Zoom?
Anthony Hall versus Top Speed Performance and Repair. And then I have a counterclaim, Top Speed Performance and Repair versus Anthony Hall. Your name? What's your name, ma'am?
Amber.
Amber what?
Smith.
What is your relationship with Mr. Hall? All right, congratulations. Did you talk to these guys?
Yeah, they were supposed to be here today, but they're on Zoom.
Why are they on Zoom?
I don't.
I'm on Zoom because currently myself and my son are recovering from being sick. I didn't want to come in and risk getting anyone else sick.
The defendant immediately explains he's sick with the flu and didn't want to risk exposing others. At first, it sounds reasonable, but the judge quickly focuses on one major issue. Why didn't they follow the court's order? Would you accept this explanation? Or does it already sound suspicious?
I thought I told you guys you had to be here in person. Didn't I say that? Am I wrong?
I actually have on a sticky note when I went to go and submit the copies of my forms that day. I believe it was one of your clerks that gave me the Zoom meeting and said that it was okay that I did by Zoom as well.
Did it?
I'm sorry?
I wrote in person. I don't write in person unless I tell them you have to come in person.
Oh, I do have the sticky note in her handwriting.
I don't care what she said. I'm telling you what I said, and I said in person.
Now the judge becomes firm. The defendant claims a court clerk gave permission for Zoom attendance, but the judge shuts that down immediately. In court, the judge's instructions override misunderstandings or assumptions. This is where the courtroom energy completely changes. The judge now seems more focused on credibility than the actual lawsuit.
I didn't say you could appear by Zoom. If I'd have said Zoom, you could appear by Zoom, I would have written it down. So you're sick with what?
The flu. Just didn't want to be super contagious around anybody. And, plus, Bobby Kelly.
And you are here for Top Speed Performance?
I am. I'm the owner.
And you were here before, right?
I was, yes. I was there in person.
Didn't you have somebody else with you?
I did. He was unable to come today. For what reasons?
Did you bring
Unbeknownst
who you
to me.
guys need to bring to prove your case? I mean, listen to me.
Yeah, I did.
Who?
Right here.
Well, wait a minute. Slow down a second. Is she a licensed mechanic?
No, but she talked to him on the phone. So she can tell me what he said to her.
Did you? Hang on. Hang on. So he didn't swap out all the components?
So what happened is...
Just tell me briefly, because I don't even know if I'm going to.
That's what I was paying him to do, to swap.
How much did you pay him?
I ain't paying anything yet, but he was supposed to get $5,000. But he did not do the job.
Finally, the real dispute comes into focus. The plaintiff claims the mechanic was paid thousands of dollars to rebuild and install engine components, but allegedly failed to complete the work properly. The judge now has to determine whether there was breach of contract, negligence, or incomplete performance.
Why are you suing him for $7,000 if he did something?
I gave him two motors. One motor was a fully built body with some heads that we sit on. Another motor came out of my copper.
All right, hang on a second. Hang on.
The plaintiff explains that valuable engine parts were handed over. That raises a major question. Were the parts damaged, replaced incorrectly, or never fully installed? Cases like this often become difficult because verbal agreements and missing documentation create uncertainty.
Did you call the court and tell us you were sick this morning?
I tried to get through, but I couldn't. I could not. I didn't know what extension to call.
Who'd you call?
I called Woodhaven. I just Googled Woodhaven District Court and tried to get through and couldn't get it through.
What do you mean? At what time?
It was 9 o'clock this morning. If
We didn't
need be,
shut up.
Judge, I have no problem. If you're okay with adjourning for a week or
I
so,
know,
I'll come
but
in
Mr.
person. I have
Kelly,
no problem.
here's the problem. I made these people come in here in person.
The defendant tries to calm the situation by offering to return later in person. But by now, the judge clearly suspects the court was never properly contacted. Sometimes in court, perception matters almost as much as evidence.
They drove from Detroit.
Applicable USA law. Law name plus section. Contract law. Breach of contract principles. A breach occurs when a party fails to perform a contractual duty. Source: Cornell Legal Information Institute. Explanation: if someone accepts payment for work but fails to complete the agreed services properly, the injured party may sue for damages. Real-life example: a mechanic takes payment to rebuild an engine but fails to install the promised parts correctly. Civil procedure. Court appearance orders. Failure to comply with a court order may result in sanctions. Source: Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Explanation: when a judge orders parties to appear in person, ignoring that order can damage credibility and lead to penalties or court costs. Real-life example: a defendant skips an in-person hearing without properly notifying the court.
We
Oh,
have.
I live in Dearborn Heights myself.
Gosh, why do people think? I don't know why. It just to say, please interrupt me before.
The judge points out something important. The other side made the effort to appear in person. They spent time, gas money, and preparation to follow the court's instructions. That frustration clearly influenced the judge's response. This is where courtroom fairness becomes important. If one side follows the rules, should the other side get special treatment?
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yo, there's no way that we blocked your phone.
Oh, I'm not stating that.
Look, don't. You didn't call at 9 o'clock. Don't make it sound like you're trying to get through to the White House here. We answer the phones. You tell me what phone number you called. You put it up there right now. You called on your cell phone, right?
This wasn't a criminal case, but the courtroom still revolved around legal responsibility. Possible claims included breach of contract, failure to perform agreed repairs, financial damages, improper business conduct. The burden of proof rested on the plaintiff to show evidence beyond simple accusations. Without receipts, photos, or written agreements, proving these cases becomes extremely hard.
No, I called from my wife's phone.
All right, go get her phone, and I'll take a look at it.
She's not currently here.
You
She's
didn't
at work.
call, did you, Mr. Kelly?
I did, Your Honor. I did.
Who'd
call.
you talk to?
I didn't talk to anyone.
What number did you call?
I would have to Google it. Like I said, I Googled the
No.
phone number.
You have your phone?
Yes.
Why don't you right now go online and call your wife? Well, I'll stay right here.
Ugh.
Call your wife and find out what phone number she called, or you called on her phone number. She can read it back to you, right? We all want to do that, right?
Okay.
You didn't call, did you, Mr. Kelly?
I
You
did
want me to
call,
say-
Your Honor.
This became the defining moment of the hearing. The judge repeatedly questioned the defendant's honesty about attempting to contact the court. And once a judge believes someone is avoiding responsibility, trust disappears fast.
You did, but we just didn't answer the phone?
Well, I don't know what it was. Listen, I'm an Android person. I have an iPhone now. And every time I try to make a call, it's blank. I call back, there's no sound.
Did
So
the
that's
phone
my
ring?
issue.
Did the phone
No.
ring?
It did not ring. It was just silent.
We didn't have any problem with our phones this morning, did we?
I don't think it was a
Jennifer?
problem with your side. I think it's my
No,
side.
Your Honor, not that I'm
You
aware
didn't
of.
call, did you, Mr. Kelly?
Your Honor, I did call.
Do I have to have you call your wife while I'm on here and find out whether or not you called?
I mean, my wife can, if you need be. But what I'm saying, what I'm saying, Your Honor, is like I said, if you want to, if this is a thing, I don't have a problem adjourning and coming in.
Adjourn it
person
for
since
you
I'm
for
sick.
2 weeks, and you're going to pay them costs. You pay him costs of $150 because you should have at least called.
The judge postpones the hearing for 2 weeks, but not without consequences. The defendant is ordered to pay $150 in costs for wasting the plaintiff's time and forcing unnecessary travel. It's not the final outcome of the repair dispute, but it is a clear warning from the court. Do you think the judge was fair or too harsh?
Where we could have called him and told him, and then he wouldn't have to drive from Detroit. I wouldn't want to drive from Detroit or Monroe or any other place that's a half an hour away. That's an hour portal to portal. Why would he want to waste his time doing that?
Well, if I wasn't sick, I'd have been there. You know,
Sure.
I'm not this.
Sir, case adjourned 2 weeks. Defendant to pay $150 in costs.
My opinion. Personally, this hearing shows how important courtroom respect really is. Even if the defendant was truly sick, the judge expected communication, preparation, and proof. In many cases, credibility can decide everything before evidence is even fully presented. Future impact. When the hearing returns, both sides will likely need stronger evidence, witnesses, and documentation. The judge will probably watch every detail carefully after this tense first appearance. Lesson. If you're involved in any legal dispute, never ignore court instructions. Always document conversations, keep receipts, and communicate clearly. Because once a judge doubts your honesty, rebuilding trust is extremely difficult. What do you think? Was the defendant genuinely sick or trying to avoid appearing in court? Comment below with your opinion. And if you enjoy real courtroom drama and legal breakdowns, subscribe for more powerful cases every week.